Today we're going to learn about photosynthesis and what exactly it is, how it works, and everything you need to know for your GCSE exam. Now, the story about photosynthesis starts off with energy. We need to know what exactly energy is. So, let's go and ask some clever people.
Hello.
Can you tell me, what's energy?
Energy is the ability to do work.
Thank you. A minute to tell me about what energy is.
Yeah, sure. Energy from a chemistry point of view is the energy contained within bonds in compounds between the different atoms, and it's measured in kilojoules or joules per mole of energy.
Thank you.
Hello.
What's energy?
Energy is kilograms meter squared per second squared.
Thank you. Hi. What's energy?
Energy is coming from everywhere, everyone, every living things.
Can you tell me, what's energy?
It's something I don't have right now.
So, I think we've established the fact that energy means quite different things to different people. Now, in biology, we're interested in how energy gets into food chains. And the way that it gets into food chains is through plants. So, the question is, how do plants get their energy? Energy.
I would assume that it's through a combination of sunlight taking the nutrients out of the soil and... Yes? Really? What?
I'm getting enough sleep.
That would help.
Okay, time to ask a biologist, I think. How do plants get energy?
Sunlight. Sunlight.
They are right. Plants do get their energy from light, and then they carry out this magic process where the light energy is trapped as chemical energy. Now, this happens inside plant cells in little organelles called chloroplasts. And you need to remember the structure of a plant cell, so I'm going to draw one, and the lovely Mrs. Justin is going to tell you what all the bits are called.
The purple line is showing the cell wall. Orange line is showing the cell membrane. All of this wiggly purple stuff is part of the cell wall. It's much thicker than the cell membrane. Black thing is a nucleus. This big blue thing is the vacuole. Finally, all these green dots are the chloroplasts.
So those green things are chloroplasts, and inside them they have a pigment called chlorophyll, which is very, very clever because it's able to trap light. Now you need to remember that in order to make chlorophyll, a mineral ion is needed, and the mineral ion that is needed has the symbol Mg. We're going to find out what that means. Can you please tell me, if you know the answer, what does the symbol Mg stand for?
Magnesium.
Well done. So, the next very important thing that you need to know is the equation for photosynthesis. Now, you need to know the equation in words, and you need to know the equation in symbols. So I'm going to draw it out for you, and you need to remember both bits. Can you tell me what's needed for photosynthesis?
Photosynthesis.
Sunlight. Great, thank you.
Knowledge.
Carbon dioxide.
Glucose. Oxygen.
Dear, what do you have to remember about chemical equations?
You've got to balance them.
Thank you. So that's the equation you need to know. In the exam, make sure you give what they ask for. So if you ask for a word equation, give that. If you ask for a symbol equation, make sure you balance it. Now, plants can use the glucose that they make, and they can use it to make fats, or they can join up the glucose molecules to make starch, or they can convert it into protein. But in order to make proteins, you need another element. You need nitrogen, and there's a good joke you can use to remember what form the nitrogen comes into in a plant.
Why biologists like nitrates?
No.
Because they're cheaper than day rates.
Next thing you need to know is about the cross-section of a leaf. You need to know the different layers, their names, and you need to know how they're adapted for photosynthesis.
See, cuticle prevents water loss from the top of the leaf. Upper epidermis contains no chloroplasts.
The palisade mesophyll has palisade cells which contain loads of chloroplasts.
The mesophyll has loads of air spaces which gives large surface area for gas exchange.
Vein is composed of xylem and phloem. The xylem brings dissolved mineral and water to the leaves, and the phloem takes away product of photosynthesis away from the leaves.
The lower epidermis has lots of pairs of guard cells which have a pore called stomata.
These pores allow as much gas exchange as possible because carbon dioxide comes from the outside and needs to diffuse into the leaf. Also, the shape of the leaves are nice and broad and flat, which allows as much sunlight as possible to help maximise the rate of photosynthesis. The last little bit, we're almost there, well done, is about how to increase the rate of photosynthesis. So, if you give a plant more light, it will do photosynthesis faster. If you give it more carbon dioxide, it will do photosynthesis faster. If you give it more water, if you give it more chlorophyll, any of these things will increase the rate of photosynthesis. Normally, the thing that's limiting on a sunny day like this is the amount of carbon dioxide. So you could increase the amount of carbon dioxide, for example, if you're inside a glass house, by burning something, giving off carbon dioxide. And I can explain how all this works with some graphs. This graph shows you as you increase the light level, the rate of photosynthesis also increases. So it keeps on going up, and then it gets to this point here where it starts to level off. Where it starts to level off, that means that something else that is not light has become a limiting factor. That something else could be carbon dioxide, could be water, could be temperature. You can use exactly the same graph for carbon dioxide. So instead of light, I've now got carbon dioxide on the x-axis. So as I increase the amount of carbon dioxide, the amount of photosynthesis increases up to a point where it starts to level off. Then something else becomes limiting. So that's it. Photosynthesis all covered. Well done. You need to go and practice an exam question now.